Now, the first topic of the show, Davante Adams requested a trade from the Las Vegas Raiders.
About time.
He was on an Up and Adams show, and he found out on the show that Antonio Pierce had liked an Instagram post about Davante Adams not being on the team, and he was shocked. He said, I don't know where that came from, but you could kind of figure out that things were leading to this because Davante Adams didn't play this past Sunday. We all speculated that in the offseason he might request a trade out of Las Vegas.
He was hurting.
Yeah, I understand that. But this is what I've been trying to tell you.
Talk to me.
I told you reinforcements are coming
You did
to
tell
the
me
New York
this.
Jets.
You did tell me
His
this.
wish list is the Jets and the Saints. The Jets, it's not even plus odds for the Jets to land him. It's like minus 120.
110. Oh, is it one?
minus
It might minus 110 or 120.
Minus 200.
That's
I saw it
crazy.
Wow.
right before I got
Okay.
here.
Listen, I think we're all under the assumption that Davante Adams is coming to the Jets. Do we think he is?
There is
that a
I
fact?
think he gets traded.
There's a couple
Where
of
he
it.
goes.
I like Pittsburgh.
I hear I
would
see
be
where you're
fire
coming
for him.
from.
I like Pittsburgh. I think they have a young brewing star in George Pickens who needs maybe a little bit of mentorship. I also think that's a team that is looking at their division in the AFC North. Outside of Baltimore, everything looks a little funky.
Yeah.
You know, you have Fields out there. You have Pickens, solid. You have a nice little cool running game. You have Pat Fryermuth, and you have an elite defense.
That defense.
Why not? Like, and I know Tay wants to win, and I get it. Pittsburgh doesn't have the quarterback that kind of makes it a solidified or at least a championship contender team. But you want to win. You don't want to go to a two-stack team. You want to just stay competitive. Why not go to Pittsburgh? You have Mike Tomlin out there. You have that defense. You have a solid offense.
I don't know if it's that he doesn't want to go to a two-stack team. I think he genuinely wants to compete for a
I
championship.
think he just wants to win.
However, thinking outside the box, Commanders. Put him next to
thinking
Terry
about that, too.
McLaurin.
That's
Terry
not
McLaurin now gets to get away from getting number one looks all the time. Davante Adams is accustomed to that, knows what time it is. No slight at Terry. This elevates Terry, and honestly, I'd feel more comfortable about your bet with DJ Moore and Terry McLaurin.
I feel comfortable right now.
I don't disagree either. However, Jayden Daniels
He's hooping.
is a superstar already.
Okay.
You look at every
Overreaction.
advanced stat, he's number one in everything. EPA, completion percentage over expected, success rate, completion percentage, period. Forget about over expected. In the 80s for a rookie. He's been insane. He's doing this with Terry McLaurin. He's doing this with McCaffrey, Noah Brown, and I believe and Zacchaeus.
You mean De'Ami Brown?
No, he has
Noah
Brown.
Brown's on the team
Yeah.
too.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So no, all good.
And
You add Davante to that, and now you have Terry and Davante, and already the best offense statistically in football where we stand going into week 5. That offense becomes scary and a legitimate threat to win the East.
Oh, God.
I'm not disagreeing too much that Jayden has looked awesome. I think he's looked awesome. He's looked really damn good. I was looking at the schedule this week. The Cleveland Browns, they travel to Washington to play them. I will never pick the Browns again this season. I think they're that bad of a team, but
You're fucking cooking.
their defense is really good, and I think that's the first real defense that Jayden's going to go up against. So I want to see that because so far it's been the Cardinals, it's been the Bengals, it's been the New York Giants, and the Buccaneers. Week 1, they're a good defense, and he was all right that game. So I'm kind of waiting to see the competition uptick, but I don't think it's crazy. I mean, you look at how the Eagles look; they're inconsistent right now.
We're injured.
Still inconsistent. You know, you are
Here we
injured.
go.
And then the Dallas Cowboys, their defense isn't good.
They're
So-
ass.
Their ass.
Their ass.
Yeah, they're a mediocre team. So the Commanders, they could win the NFC East, but we have to see the competition uptick a little bit before I feel 100% confident in that. Davante Adams, what do you think, JC?
You know, I'm a Jets fan. I got the sweater on. I've been talking about this with my friends since like the last year. I would like him on the Jets. I have I don't know if it's a hot take. I share the same opinion with some Jets fans or whatever the case may be, but I feel like these first 4 games, Garrett Wilson going against really good to great corners week 1, it's just not cutting it for me. Like, listen, we could say that a lot of the thing is chemistry related, but going up against PS2, going up against Schneed, and then who do we face week 1?
You went Travarius Ward.
Yes.
Travarius Ward, and then Christian Gonzalez.
So bad.
I have yet to this is a team that I feel like they're trying to compete for a championship. I feel like Davante Adams alleviates a shit ton of pressure off Garrett Wilson, and Garrett Wilson will have the opportunities against number 2 corners, which I think he can feast on. Like Drew said, Davante Adams has been in this situation, getting guarded by number 1 corners. You have the chemistry that you've had for a long time with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. I think the move makes a lot of sense. I think Joe Douglas is trying to do everything in his power to, kind of like just, I don't know if we have a window right now because we're 2-2 and we just came off a really bad loss. But
we're talking about a chip.
Yes, I believe we would be competing for a chip. I'm not high on Saleh as a coach. I've been out on Saleh for like a year and a half now. I'm not high on him. But I think the move to get Tay makes sense. You have the chemistry with Aaron Rodgers, and then you have an unhappy player, disgruntled player for the Jets, Hassan Reddick. You could flip him in a couple picks to Las Vegas. I mean, if Las Vegas is a good organization like they claim to be, I think that they should deal him to the Jets. The Saints also would be cool too as well, but I'm a Jets fan, so I'm gonna ride for the Jets. But I think Davante Adams in a Jets uniform, it definitely takes our offense to the next level, and I just would like to see it.
I think the major plus with Davante Adams is that now you have a receiver that comes in that knows Aaron Rodgers like the back of his hand. That's really it, and they can connect on these routes that we haven't been connecting on recently to begin the season. The truth about the Jets is that in order for us to make a deep playoff run, it's going to be off the strength of the talent on the team alone. It's not going to be the coaching. If this was a roster coached by Matt LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan, DeMeco Ryans, Andy Reid, Kevin O'Connell, Mike Tomlin, you could throw Sean Payton in there. I think he's a better coach than Robert Saleh, of course.
Everybody's a better coach.
I think if you just give us one of those coaches, we're talking about a real contender, but the players have to shoulder so much of the load. And Matt Ryan said this after the Jets game on CBS Sports. He said that after that game, if I'm Aaron Rodgers, what I'm saying to everybody, I'm saying you guys got to get on my page. It's not about getting on the same page with everybody else. Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He knows what he's doing. He knows what defenses he's seeing. Garrett Wilson has to become better in understanding how Aaron Rodgers sees the game. Everybody else, they have to get on the same page as Aaron Rodgers. Tyron Smith so far, he's allowed 3 sacks in the last 3 games. He's looking pretty bad right now. The Jets are top 10 in pass protection, so I think that it's our offensive line has been a strength of ours, but nothing is easy with the offense. It's nothing easy. It's not like LaFleur's offense or Shanahan's offense. A lot of it is really off the strength of Aaron Rodgers playing like Aaron Rodgers usually plays. And if Davante Adams comes to the Jets, we now have somebody that while we go through this learning curve already has learned that with Aaron, and then it would just help Garrett and Breece Hall get up to speed.
Yeah, the conversation gets very easy when we talk about Davante Adams getting added to the Jets. You add one of the best receivers in football to a team that has Aaron Rodgers, a quarterback that he's already had years and years of success with, and now Garrett Wilson gets to move to the 2.
Yep. And then Mike Williams becomes your 3.
And Lazard, who's been pretty solid for you guys
everything.
this season.
It's because of the chemistry.
The chemistry more than anything is what makes it easy
everything.
to talk about the New York Jets.
The chemistry jumps up. You know who drops?
No, we know. Wait, unless you're talking about Breece.
Garrett Wilson?
No, it's Garrett Wilson. Yes, he does.
I think Garrett Wilson will only get
drops
better from
in the
that.
grand
Not like in
it
talent,
will benefit him 1,000%.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I think if
when you say drop, do you
there,
think like not reach like 1,000 yards, like production wise?
No, he's gonna get
drop in the way that people will talk about him.
Because when you bring Tay in, Aaron Rodgers is going to immediately gravitate to Tay. They have that relationship. They have that continuity. And he's already gravitating to Allen Lazard. Now, of course, way more than Garrett. But you bring in, you have them 2 there. Those are his 2 guys. Those have been his 2 guys for essentially damn near a decade, And then Garrett and him are still trying to figure things out. It's not to say...
I think it helps Garrett.
It definitely does. I'm not saying it doesn't. Garrett. But Aaron, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, he's going to be on the field looking at defenses. I'm going to go to my guys that I trust the most. And that's not to say I don't trust in Garrett Wilson and the talent that he is, but I have Tay. I have Lazard. Those are guys that I've just been in the in the mud with. I've been fighting wars with. So it's just like it's going to be a difference to where Tay may come in and Garrett may be the better talent, but Tay immediately comes in. He's the number 1 guy. He's going to see a shit ton of targets.
That's definitely why we would be getting him to be the number 1 guy.
Yeah, for sure. And it's Aaron Rodgers and Tay.
The first 4 weeks is I don't want to sound down on Garrett Wilson or whatever. I think he's supremely talented. But
he's getting open.
He's getting open. But a lot of the shit is not last week. He was pretty boxed last week. A lot of the shit is like you guys said, miscommunication and shit. But this is a win now. This is like a win now season. You know what I'm saying? Like the audition, basically this was a 4-game audition for Garrett Wilson against top corners, and he hasn't really done. He hasn't really done you know what I'm saying? We gotta get Davante Adams.
I will say this, and this is where if you're a Jets fan, this is a good bad thing. It's a good thing because you're getting Davante Adams, but the bad part about it is that you have to, in a sense, swallow the pill of I was kind of wrong on Garrett Wilson.
I don't give a shit.
I agree. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care either. But what I say is Garrett Wilson now moves from the conversation of, oh, I'm with Nico Collins, I'm with AJ Brown, to I'm with Jalen Waddle, I'm with Smitty, I'm with those types of wide receivers, which are still great. Those are amazing guys, but that's not the upper echelon receiver.
You know, that's fine. That's what we get. That's why we get Davante.
And that's why you get Tay. Because he actually is one of them.
I don't have any attachment.
I'm just here talking to one person and one person.
I'm high on his talent, though. I'm high on his talent. I just don't know right now.
This is ridiculous right now, and the reason why it's ridiculous is because Garrett Wilson's a great player.
He is awesome.
I
think great's the perfect word.
Garrett Wilson is a great player. He's a top 15 receiver, and he could even jump even higher. And we're having this conversation of Davante Adams. I never had him in the top 10. Coming into the season, I never had him in the top 10.
I'm not going to say a lie because you might yell at me, but I will say, I don't know. I feel like
I might yell at you or you might lie.
No, I'm saying that's what I said. I'm not going to say you had him in top 10 talks.
You said Tyreek Hill. That's most definite. That's a fact.
That was the offseason.
When you
last season,
before Tyreek Hill went 17.
I feel like you and Dell's coming in this offseason definitely said he was creeping. He was in top 10
you're right. But I didn't have him in my top 10. This is my top 10.
I'm here.
I remember it off the top of my head. Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, Amon-Ra, Ayuk. They're interchangeable.
Davante.
Then I had Mike Evans was in my top 10. I had Nico Collins. And then my number 10.
Definitely did have Adams. Yeah, there's no way you didn't have Adams.
I might have been Davante at 10 or somebody else. I didn't have Puka in my top 10.
I think it was Garrett.
I'm almost positive it was Davante Adams.
It had to be Davante Adams.
Because you and I had that conversation before the show started.
But he was a little bit lower on Davante.
Keenan I've always loved, but he just can't stay on the field, unfortunately.
Pretty sure it was Davante.
I'm pretty sure it was Tay. But if you had Garrett Wilson over Tay, this is where...
Yeah, I didn't have Garrett Wilson in my top 10. I'm not looking at the list right now. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to look at receivers that are in that range.
Did you have Garrett Wilson over DJ Moore? Probably.
No. Coming into the season, no. DJ Moore had a better season.
What about Terry McLaurin then?
I had Garrett over Terry.
Yeah, that seems curious.
Let me see. Top wide receivers.
Come on, brother. 1,011.
23. You better start respecting Terry.
He's cool.
Like in the grand scheme of things, like obviously it's revisionist history now, but you could see why him and Dells are going crazy. Garrett Wilson was putting up 1,000-yard seasons with fucking Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle.
So why can't he do it with
That's
Aaron?
what I'm saying. I just think they're not on the same page.
Confusing.
It's a lot of the cadence.
Confused.
Aaron Rodgers
and
has a lot
why
of
does
cadence.
Brees Hall suddenly suck now?
Oh, tough. Don't even get me
I'm fucking
started on that.
I'm wondering.
Nah, I don't know.
Because that's my guy, and he's been axed.
Saquon clears him.
Who?
Saquon clears him.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
No,
so does Derek.
No, facts.
I'm here saying you're right.
You gave me too much pushback.
Yo, last year he led the league for running backs and receptions.
I'm gonna keep it a G. I agree with you. Like I was high on him. Where the fuck did he become the second best running back in the league?
Yo, last year coming off,
you definitely hyped up Brees Hall.
Deservedly so. He was with the Jets.
You think he was the second best running back in the league, though?
He ain't earned it.
He averaged like 4.5 a carry.
He didn't even have 1,000 yards rushing last year.
He didn't, but he had 92 receptions.
So now I remember it perfectly. I didn't have
Zach Wilson's safety blanket, bro.
But that's still, you got to catch the ball,
bro. Like that
I didn't have
a lot of that shit's
Wilson
inflated
in my top 10, but I did say outside of these numbers of receivers, I don't know if I said Garrett Wilson or Ayuk. Mm-hmm. I basically said that Garrett Wilson, outside of like the upper echelon tier, he could be argued with everybody else.
Like Amon-Ra and shit like that.
Yes, and Garrett Wilson.
Fringe top 10?
We talk about Davante Adams coming into the offense and having that relationship with Aaron Rodgers. Has anybody thought that Davante getting that attention, now Garrett Wilson becomes the beneficiary of all the receptions and the yards in the offense?
Yeah,
like he could very well still have a blow-up season.
Tay was get that defensive attention though, and Aaron Rodgers was still saying, "Fuck it." Tay's out
he
there
was still
somewhere.
producing,
he
though.
was still slinging that
to
shit
me,
to Tay.
I just care about winning games. I just care, and
I care about winning fantasy football games.
Because
and Tay goes to the Jets, we're up.
And I know for a fact right now, outside of Garrett Wilson, there's not another reliable receiver. Yeah. I know Allen Lazard is playing well, but come on, you don't trust Allen Lazard to separate.
Would you trade for Amari Cooper for less?
No, Davante. It's Davante.
I get it, but if that's unfortunately not in the cards, and
it's Aaron the GM. So, he's going to get...
But if you brought in Amari Cooper, you'd be hyped. And also, I lied on Breece Hall. He had 76 receptions or 70-some receptions.
Well, listen, the case for Breece Hall is that
95?
last year
92. I was wrong.
he was second in scrimmage yards amongst all running backs, players in general. No, running backs.
I know what
actually.
you mean. Yes, running backs.
Breece Hall was amazing last year, but he was also very inefficient yards per carry wise. But all the advanced
4.5.
all the advanced stats pointed to him being elite, and I thought he was going to take a leap. Even with the run blocking for the Jets not being the best, he should be playing better. Like, it's no doubt about it.
4 yards
it's no
on
doubt
10
about
carries.
it.
Braylon Allen's playing better than him.
So until he starts to play better, because we came into the season thinking, okay, the Jets could be a run-first offense and run this offense through him, and he could have a breakout season. And he fit the profile to have a breakout season. Great advanced numbers, running back headed into year 3, but really year 2 healthy because year 1 was cut short with his ACL injury. He had all the makings to be a breakout player. The season's not over yet. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, after you... I can't stand you sometimes.
What did I say?
No, I cannot stand you sometimes. You really know how to piss me the fuck off.
Here we go.
You
Enlighten
are
me.
unbelievable.